Hey Hofstra fans, welcome inside the WB Mason Coaches Report with Mo Cassara. I'm Anthony Barrett, joined by Mo Cassara, the head coach of the Hofstra men's basketball team. Coach, thanks for the time. How are you?
Anthony, always good.
And Coach, you had 2 games this past week, one in-conference, one non-conference matchup. We'll start out with the first game. You were at home on Valentine's Day against Delaware, a team that the first time you guys played, they beat you by 1 point. There was a couple plays down the stretch that didn't go your way. This time they were able to beat you in a little bit more of a convincing fashion.
Yeah, down at Delaware, a very tough loss for us at 1 point that came right down to the wire. And then here at our place, even we were able to get a 1 point lead kind of midway through the second half and just not able to hold them off. Been a kind of a reoccurring theme for us this year. We battled and found a way and hung in there and found different ways to remain in the game and got a lead. And then ultimately lost to a Delaware team that's playing very, very well. They've won 5 in a row now and certainly playing very well.
Now, Devon Sadler is their star player, and you've been able to hold him in check relatively in both games, but Jamelle Hagins has really been a thorn in your side. How difficult is he to guard in the post?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think he's difficult for anybody to guard. He's probably one of the, if not the most improved players in the league, if not in the country. I think last year he was kind of just a role guy, kind of learning and growing, and now he's become a real dominant force, and that's ultimately leading to their success. Terrific post presence, block shots, rebounds, plays incredibly hard, and certainly compliments Sadler as well.
And you took on Siena in a bracket buster matchup on Saturday, and this was a game where it's kind of been the MO of the team to struggle a little bit late, but this time you guys played very well down the stretch in the second half. You were able to come away with the win.
Yeah, Anthony, when the ball goes in the basket, makes coaches look really smart sometimes. But the ball finally went in for us a little bit. We got some great contributions from some different guys. Mike Moore got 30 points and has continued to be the leading scorer for our team and in the CAA. Got a great contribution from Stephen Mejia, which we've been waiting for all year.
And how big is this game in terms of confidence now? You finally snapped that losing streak. You get another win under your belts with a couple games left to play in conference.
Yeah, I think it leads us into a very big week. I mean, this is a really big week for us. We're at William & Mary tomorrow. We've got Wilmington at home on Saturday. So, certainly teams that we hope to be very competitive with and have a chance to maybe string some wins together here heading into the CAA tournament next week.
Now, William & Mary is your first game on Wednesday. You go down to Williamsburg tomorrow. And they're a team that people were expecting them to be somewhere in the top half of the conference. They've kind of struggled, but they still are a very good three-point shooting team. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, they're a team, I think a little bit like us. Their record doesn't really indicate how talented they are and how good they are. I mean, it also shows how good the league is, I think, that they were picked to be a little bit higher, and they struggle a little bit. They've had some injuries, much like us. They've also played very well at times. They lost to VCU in overtime. They lost to Drexel by 2. So at times they played very, very well, and they're a very different team at home. So we're going to have our hands full. Senior day for them. Quinn McDowell, a great player, been a great player in this league for 4 years. So we're going to have our hands full down there.
Now, last year when you played William & Mary, the first time it was a close game. Brandon Britt had a double dribble that gave you guys the win on the road. Then, of course, it was Charles Jenkins' night pretty much, hitting the game-tying shot at the end of overtime, the game winner in regulation. Do you think maybe there's going to be some of the same fireworks at the end of this game?
Oh, no question. I mean, Coach Shaver probably isn't happy to see us coming to town. We also beat them in the first round of the CAA tournament, or second round of the CAA tournament last year. So I think all 3 games we were losing at halftime. We ended up winning all 3 of them. So always been competitive games, very well-coached team. Certainly by no means an easy game for us in any fashion. So we're going to have our hands full tomorrow night.
And UNC Wilmington on Saturday, tough team. Adam Smith, one of the best rookies in the conference, and Keith Rendelman has been one of the best post players in the conference all season long.
I think Rendelman's one of the best post players in the league, and certainly one of the more, probably the better, mid-major post guys in the country. He and Hagins, I think they're terrific and very tough to guard. And Smith's been a great freshman for them. A game down there where we didn't play particularly well in a tough environment. It seems like ages ago, but a game that we're looking forward to having another crack at them on Saturday.
And we'll come back to this William & Mary game now. What's going to be the key to victory?
I think a little bit like Siena. We got to continue to share that ball and move that ball around on offense, get good shots, make open shots, make them guard. When that happens, our defense is much, much better. And with a short bench now with 7 guys, we have to find somebody else to step up and score some points for us.
All right, Coach. Thanks, and good luck this week.
Thanks, Anthony.
And thank you, Hofstra fans, for joining us inside the WB Mason Coaches Report with Mo Cassara.